Hi, welcome back to my channel, Sparkle and Glue. Thanks for joining me today. So I wanted to share a really cute project I saw on Pretty Pink Craft Room channel, and I will link her channel below. I did change up the project a little bit. Hers was more pockets. I added a flip page, but she decorates so beautifully. She just layers everything on top of everything. And I don't know, she just does a really great job. So anyway, I got inspired by her project and I thought I'd share it with you guys. So it's a little folio. It measures 4 by 6 and let me just make sure I tell you the right thing. Yeah, it's about 4 by 6.5. And it has a lot of pockets. So let's go ahead and look at it. So the front cover, and there's tags, lots of tags. And so that's just so fun because you can decorate them and journal on them or whatever you want. I added, oh, and what I wanted to tell you, her idea for the project is that use up extra ephemera and crafts, scraps and different things from previous projects. And that's why I guess she layers everything so much and she's using it up. And this is from Graphic 45, Grow with Love. And I still have quite a bit more left over. I didn't have a lot of paper, so I used solid cardstock. But I'll show you how to make everything. So here are some of the tags. And then there's another tag here and another one here. And I didn't decorate the backs of everything yet. And this is just from the collection, the Grow with Love. And another tag. And this one I did put something on the back. And then this is a larger tag that comes out. And here, I'll pull that out. So you have a pocket here and a pocket here. And then a pocket here and a pocket here. And you have a pocket here in the back, and you have this pocket. And this one's a little larger because we actually use little flaps to secure it so you can fit more than just this one tag. And this is a pocket, and then on the back, there's a pocket. So it's just a lot of fun, and I did have fun making it, and I thought that I would do a video for you guys so we can make one together. I made a cutting guide, which will be free in my Ko-fi shop if you want to download it. Also here, if you just want to take a screenshot and keep that, that's fine as well. So let me put this to the side. And what I'm using today, and I pre-cut everything just so for simplicity and we could do it a little quicker, but it's from Knitwit Collections. It's called Cottage Garden, and these are some extra pieces I had left over, some ephemera and different things, and they're I don't know if you've seen Knitwit Collections or not. Her paper packs are really beautiful, just tons of different elements and ephemera and all kinds of paper that matches. So they're really fun, and I'll link their channel below too as well. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first is the base, which is 4.5 by 12, and that is the largest piece of paper you're going to use. Everything else is smaller. And this is only because you fold it in half to make the pocket. So you're going to cut it at 4.5 by 12, and score right in the middle at 6, or just fold in half, whatever you'd prefer. And if you don't have this size paper, you really could shrink it down somewhat if you need to, or just cut another piece and glue it together. But this is the easiest way. And then what we're going to do with this, and let me just find my glue. Okay. you're going to just glue up both of the sides and try to put a thin line if you can. Reason being, because at least when I do it, the glue really spreads and makes the pockets much smaller. So you're gluing up both sides, and this is going to create our larger pocket in the back. Okay, so that's your first piece. The second is the middle page pocket, which is this. And you're going to cut this at 4 by 7, and then you're going to score at 1/2 and at 6 1/2. So you're making the pocket that glues on like this. And the next part is the cover page, which is 4 1/2 by 6. And the reason why it is the 4 1/2 is you're going to score on the 4 1/2 at 1/2. So you have a flap here. And I mitered the corners just a little bit. You don't have to, but I find it easier to glue it in. And then just take a little glue and put it on the inside of the tab and glue it to the middle pocket. So you're just going to line it up. And if you need to trim a little more, you can, but you want it to be inside the pocket. I think this is okay. There you go. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put glue on both of the tabs and then the strip we just glued down to glue it to the base. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue here. And I notice with this, a little bit kind of goes a long way. So, and like I said, and then it doesn't make your pockets too small. And I did put, when we get to the tags, I'll show you, but I did put adjust tag sizes as needed, because sometimes when you do the glue, the pockets shrink, as you know. So you can start with the numbers I gave you for the tags, but you might need to trim them down if they're not fitting great. And just press down. And what you have is a flip and then your pocket. And then we have our top pocket right here. Okay. Okay, and then the next part we're going to do is the double pockets. So what they are, and you have 2 of them, and so I have a 2 here. They're both 3 by 6. You're going to put them on the 6-inch side and score it 2 to make a little pocket like this. And then all you're going to do, and this is going to be, you're going to put glue along the little 2-inch that we scored just on the sides to make one pocket. And then you're going to put glue on the back up both sides and on the bottom. And this is going to make the pocket above it, or under it, I guess. And I'm putting it right in the middle, but you can put it lower if you want, anywhere. Okay, and then we're also going to do a second pocket on the inside cover this same exact way. So just put glue on either side of your pocket. And I'm using art glitter glue today. And then just up both sides and across the bottom. And then just go ahead and place it down wherever you want it. Okay. So now we have our two. Here is going to be a straight pocket. So there's two straight pockets. There's a back straight pocket, which is a larger one, which is right here. And that is going to go on your back of your folio. And it's 4.5 by 2.5. And I'm just going to place glue on both sides and the very bottom. And then just put it down right up against the bottom and the sides. And I measured it to be the exact size of this, but you know, if you need to trim a little, then you know, if it's not working out, then go ahead and do that. And then for the inside of here, we have another little straight pocket, which is 4 by 2. So same thing again, just glue up both sides and the bottom. And then just push down to get your pocket. Okay, so now you have the whole base made and ready to go. And then we're going to start working on the tags. So I made little tabs for all the tags, and I used this little tag punch. You can just cut your own if you don't have the tag punch. There's a couple different ways you can make them, but you can just fold paper in half. This is 2 inches. No, I'm sorry. This is like 1 inch, but if you want, you can do a 2-inch and then, or 1.5, and then fold it and then just cut them to the size you want, and that works as well. With the punch, on this particular one, you do need to fold your paper in half when you put it in. If you just do it single, it just cuts one piece out, so that doesn't work. I know on the cover it really does show like it's going to do them both, but it doesn't. And if I had a little piece of paper, I could show you guys what I mean. Okay, so here, if you just have a single piece of paper and you put it in, this is what you get, just one. And that's okay if you just wanted to glue that on and it's only on one side like that, and that's okay. But if not, you have to fold your paper in half and then slide it in. And then you get your double tag. So whatever, you know, the single tab does work for the idea, but I kind of like the two of them together. So let's put these over here. I'll move this. But we'll glue these tabs on. So the first tags are for the little pockets up here, and they are 2.5 by 3.5. So that's this one here. And see, like I said, if you're having trouble getting them in, you might need to trim them down a little bit. And you saw I put the glue pretty lightly, but it still spreads. So yeah, I might need to trim these. And then for the pocket behind is 2.5 by 5. So that's this. But I'm wondering if I'm going to have to trim everything down. I'm going to need to. So I might just take just a little bit off of all of these. So let's go ahead and bring this back. So And what I do when I so here, they're 2.5. I don't know if you can see this little line here. That's my first line when I'm trying to trim something. I just go straight up to that and try it. And it does seem better. Still tight, but it does seem better. And this, I don't know if this is going to go all the way down, and so you just trim your pockets to work for your project, and that's fine. That happens. I tried to do, give you measurements so you had something to base it off of, and I cut them, but you really but that's okay. And these might be a little long because of where I put the pocket. So on my other one, I think I had the pocket a little lower than I put here. I mean, it's still okay, but I'm going to trim these a little bit as well. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a try and see if that helped at all. Okay, so let's get rid of all these little stickies. Okay, and the next one is the one in the back, which is 3.5 by 6.5. Which is right here. And that is going to go in your back. There you go. All right, we got it. Okay, and the middle, so it's 3 by 5 right here. And then the side tag fits right in here. And if you want this shorter, if this bothers you, it's coming out so long, you can trim that down. And all right, so let's go ahead and put the little tabs on our tags. And all I do is put glue on both sides. And then just wherever you think you want your little tab to be, go ahead and put it on. And I'll just slide this. And let's use our trick. See if it helps. And you want to be careful you don't rip the paper, because I could see that. But give it a try. I think there's pockets. So if you do want to do your little tabs, you'll make 7 of them. And like I said, this can fit quite a bit more because of the way we did this pocket. All right, so now you kind of see what we have, and I'm going to go ahead and decorate a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we decorated, and let me show you what I did. So I added the extra ephemera and different things I had left over, and I just glued the flowers down, and I put a little lace right here. And this is the lace I used. I think it's from the dollar store. I can't remember where I bought it, but I think because how small it is that it was from the dollar store. It's very, very soft, I guess you would say, so it doesn't really hold up, but it's cute. Anyway, and then I just glued some flowers onto our tags and some sayings: slow down and enjoy the simple pleasures of life. That's pretty. And then inside here, another one: plant smiles, grow laughter, harvest love. I didn't really do much on the back. Another one: forever beautiful. And then I just glued another of the little flower and some lace. And on here, on this tag, what I did is I glued some of the flowers and made a little tuck spot. And then just put, I had this little lined paper and I glued some lace on it. And then I glued a little tag on the back and added another one of these lined papers. I just folded it over and glued it to a piece of the leftover paper from this. And then here I glued another one of the pretty ephemera little pieces they had. And just so you know, these were cut out on the Cricut a while back. And so the Cricut cuts them absolutely perfectly right around everything, but you could fussy cut them if you don't have the Cricut, and I just did that. And then just added a couple little of the extra scraps in as tags. And our one back here, I added this pretty, it's a little birdhouse and boots and different things, and put that on the tag. And then in the back, I added the little garden fence over the pocket, folded some scrap paper that I had left over, and just made little booklets. And this is just a piece of the extra scrap as well. I just glued them together. And that's all I did here too. I glued two of the pieces on another. Anyway, so that is our little booklet with all our pockets, and a lot fits in there, right? Anyway, so thanks for crafting with me. And oh, and I want to tell you, I know we use this a little in the video to help with the pockets. It really did help. It really did. I went back and did it again. And you probably could use maybe something flatter, since this is bent this way, maybe that, and I don't have a tool like that, but I'm sure there is. And it really did help loosen up where the extra glue was and everything. So that's definitely a little trick we could use. Anyway, and oh, in case you just want to know, this is a tool for the Cricut. So it scrapes up when you're using on the, I don't, if you don't have a Cricut, you won't know, but there's, you put your paper down onto sort of like a sticky mat that goes through the machine, and that's how it cuts. They do have now some paper that you don't even need the mat, but this is supposed to help you get some of the things off if they stick too much. But anyway, all right. Well, thanks for stopping by my channel. I hope you have a great day. I hope you get to craft, and I will see you soon on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.